Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are talking about data placement strategy. Data placement strategy is only needed at that time when the storage is grown in size. Otherwise, if your warehouse is small in size, you do not need any kind of data placement strategies. Okay. So when it is grown in a very much amount, then you apply a data placement strategy. So one thing is that you place a warehouse and you can store the newly grown area into another storage media. Another option is that you divide the warehouse into multiple servers from where you can access a warehouse. Okay. So apart from that, we have certain user levels. And so what are the user levels? User levels are basically classified depending upon the skill level accessing to the warehouse, because all the user don't have the permission to access the complete warehouse. For that reason, we have divided the user into three basic basic types, and these are the first one is the casual user. The casual users are only those users which are able to perform the pre-existing queries and reports. Okay, they are not have any tool to write their own queries. Okay, this a very good example you can search for. A very real time example can be seen in the ATM machines. What you need to do, you just a casual user, what are the existing commands are available in the ATM machine, you can access only those commands. You are not able to write your own queries. Okay, then we have the power users. Power users are those who are engaged in some kind of ad hoc reports or report writing. So suppose there is a maintaining staff of that ATM machine, so they can rectify a problem if the problem is occurred in a machine. Okay, and they can write its own reports also. Then the third type of user are the expert users who has the possibility to access to write the complex queries and have the access of all the things. They can retrieve the knowledge and report, access of every query and report tools. So we have the three types of user. The casual user are only those who are able to access the predefined formats. The power users are those who can write simple and ad hoc reports and write some queries. An expert user are those who can access the complex queries and perform standard analysis. Okay. So in a bank, suppose a manager is like expert user who can access the complete records of the data and generate certain reports. So the same thing follow in the warehouse. In a particular business, we have some casual users who do not need any kind of decision making. What they need to do, they need to extract some information. For that purpose, the query is already written. They go on, just click on the query, and they will get the results. Then we have the power users. Power users are certain users who have to create he want to extract the data upon their own need. For that purpose, they write the query and extract the information. The next one is the expert user who have the full access of the data, where they can write their own queries and extract the data according to them. So these are the basically your technical consideration in which you define the access tools. What are the different access tools used? Then what are the data placement strategies we have to use, and how will transform arrange the data from operational database to your warehouse, and what are the user level, because defining the user level is very much important. As soon as we define the type of user, we are providing that access to the data, because casual user don't have the complete access of warehouse. Then power user have a limited access of warehouse, and expert user has complete access of your data warehouse. The last one is the benefits of data warehousing. The data warehouses user includes locating the right information, the presentation of information, testing of the hypothesis, discovery of the information, and sharing of the analysis. if you look at all these points, they are related to your decision making. Because if you don't have the warehouse, then by using the operational data, it's not sufficient to take any decision. If you have the data from previous years, like you have the historical data, then only you can find out the different patterns, and the basis upon the patterns, you are able to take certain decisions. Okay, so for that purpose, you need to build a warehouse, and it will give a proper presentation of the information. Proper presentation means there are some reports which gives you an aggregated view of the data and what has happened in the previous years. And if you want to analyze what has happened in the previous years, then you have to go through the warehouse. So what are the tangible benefit? Tangible benefit is those which can be measured. Okay, so what is a tangible benefit? Because if you are taking certain decisions, so there are some benefits, and these benefits are improvement in product inventory. Improvement in product inventory means, suppose you are a manufacturing unit, you are making a product, or you suppose you are a sales unit, you are selling a particular product. If you know what happened in the previous year, basis upon this, you can plan your future sale, or you can plan your future manufacturing. So decrease in the production cost, as I've told you, it's all depends. It's not only depends upon, just a minute. So as I told you, the only warehouse will not tell you the information related to sales or something. It will also tell you about where you get the more manpower, and where the raw material is less in price. So if you are storing all these information of previous year, you can find out which cost is suitable for you. So it will provide you decrement in the production cost as well. The next measurable gain is the improvement in the selection of the target markets. You can also predict where your target market is located, and enhancement in asset and liability management. Because if you know so many things about your organization, it can help in your asset management and liability management. And what is the intangible gains? So intangible benefits are basically your improvement in productivity by keeping all data in single location and eliminating the rekeying of the data. Because now you have all the data at a single place, so it's easily manageable. Reduce redundant processing. Reduce redundant processing means, because if your data is stored in so many places at different locations, so you have to process all that in that locations. And in the warehouse, we have a single storage of the database house, so you have the redundant processing is now removed. The last one is enhanced customer relation. Because if you know the organization in such a good manner, there will always a possibility to maintain a good customer relation with that with the customers. So that's all with your building a data warehouse and consideration. On the next round, we will start with your unit number 4, and that are basically units that deal with your data mining algorithm. Okay, so we'll start algorithm on the next one, that is Friday, I guess. So if you have any query, you can ask. Is there any query to anyone?
No.
So that's all with lecture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.